We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all people are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These are the words that have shaped American values for the past 239 years, and have come to be the basis of what we believe is democracy. However, in recent years, unspoken horror has been inflicted onto countries in the Middle East, and while we may feel like these conflicts are sufficiently covered by the mainstream media, many go unnoticed. While many know of the genocide Bashar al-Assad has inflicted on the Syrian people, many people do not realize that there is a second war with major US involvement in the small country of Yemen. Although Yemen is a small country, the implications are far too large to ignore. For the millions of people that live there, and for Americans as conflicts in the Middle East become ever so unstable. In recent years, a group of Yemenis known as the Houthis began a fight to overthrow their government. In response, the Saudis and Egyptians, who support the current government in Yemen, have gone to war with the Iranian-backed Houthis and escalated conflicts into a full-scale civil war, especially after the former government was toppled. The question becomes, where does the US come into play? Millions of barrels of oil pass through Bab el-Mandeb per day, and the US, Saudis, and Egyptians are fighting to ensure that they have free access to this pass. To add on, this is an issue undercovered heavily by the media, and no presidential candidate has discussed this issue in depth to any extent. However, the consequences of military intervention have become great. According to Lauren Karasik from Western New England University School of Law, more than 5,600 people, including over 500 children, have died due to coalition airstrikes backed strongly by the US. While the crisis in Syria has overshadowed Yemen in terms of media coverage, the deaths in Yemen have racked up significantly, and arguably to a greater extent. Peter Marr, president of the International Committee of the Red Cross, has stated that Yemen in 5 months is like Syria after 5 years. While it is not the case that the US has directly led airstrikes, we have turned a blind eye to how planes and weapons we sell to the Saudis have been used to bomb public schools, weddings, etc. It is clear that the US involvement in not only supporting Saudi airstrikes, but supplying the weapons used in these airstrikes, that the US is heavily involved in multiple human rights and international law violations. To add on to the problems of unchecked airstrikes, the instability in Yemen has increased significantly, which has proven to create volatile situations in the past, breeding grounds for terrorist groups such as ISIS. It is even in the US's personal best interest to take action. Therefore, Students for a Democratic World asks you to sign our petition over at moveon.org to call on the US to investigate the use of its own weapons and take steps to end the genocide and human rights violations in Yemen. Through this awareness, we can fight for the liberty that our own values dictate belong to every human.